Hey Jerome,
Yeah.
blessings.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing? Nice
doing
to
well,
meet you. Nice to
doing
meet you.
well. Yes, yes. You as well, Keisha. Great day to you.
Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day in Antigua in the Caribbean, and I see you're having the same beautiful weather as well.
Yeah, the light is here. We're
Yeah,
definitely embracing the sun. You
exactly.
know,
Oh,
with
that's so
with
beautiful. Wow.
the same sun.
Hey
You know.
son, big up. What's up?
Big up yourself. Big up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's all a part of us anyway, so why not big it up, right?
Right.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Doing
How are you feeling?
well. Doing well. We actually just finished qigong over there, so we just finished a meditation right before this conversation. So.
That means the energy is up.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's so nice to meet you. I'm just so happy for the transformation that I myself has been on because I feel like, I mean, we always have like beautiful people in our lives, but every time we elevate ourselves or heal ourselves, we get to another um, area where we're welcoming new challenges or new blessings or new whatever. So I'm just grateful for people like you who have shown up in my life, and yeah, let's see where this journey goes.
Yes, likewise. The first time that I heard your voice was in the group together with the Pranic group.
Yeah,
So with Nabiha, is Nabiha the one that actually invited you to the group, or
yes, she did.
how did you
She
get in
did.
contact? How did you two
I,
know each other?
we right here on social media. Everything just connected. I mean, I feel like we think, like for me, like we're thinking that it's only real people when we meet them in real life, like in person. But I've been making such beautiful connections to people through the social media as well, just trusting in energy that it will direct, the right people that I may need in my path, because we're all the right people, right? It just depends on the journey and the mindset and where you are in your life. So I met her um, there on social media. I've been a follower with Ellie Tom. So through Ellie Tom, I've met a few other persons as well who are also on the same journey, also are seekers, also are, just looking for whatever they're looking for. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm just here. I'm just here and I'm just going with what, feels right in the direction. If it doesn't feel right, then, I kind of go to the next direction. Not because I'm trying to escape anything, but just because it just doesn't feel like the path that I'm willing to put energy into.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Just going with the flow and letting it grow.
Yeah.
Letting it become what it is, let it be what it may, and
Mm,
meeting so many lovely light beings along the way.
yeah.
When you're talking about Elitom, it's interesting that you're saying you ran into Elitom because some people, I mean, a lot of people don't even know about Elitom, but so
Yeah.
many people are learning about him
Yeah.
through his teaching. So
Through his teaching. That's
was it
right.
one of his teachings that was reaching you, or did you reach out to him? Like, how did that find,
To be
how did that?
honest, I don't even remember how that vibe went down, but I can just back up a little bit and just let you understand my journey, my path. So when I was a little girl, I was exposed to certain books. I'm from Antigua and Barbuda, so it's a small island in the Caribbean, very small dot in this whole world. I would say majority of the planet doesn't even know about Antigua. So in Antigua, we're a Christian society. So you're only opened up to anything to do with the church, basically. And that is fine because that's a beautiful journey as well. But I felt like I had a lot of questions and my questions were not being answered. So I'm studying, in this and I have questions. Why? Okay, so why can't I do this? Why? And then it's always like, well, it's a sin to question the Bible. That's what I was told. So very interestingly, certain books came into my direction, which I don't even understand how these books came to me. But I remember I was like maybe like 8 years old or something like that. And I was very happy that I knew how to read because that way I can explore and do my own research and understand because the people around you are not answering your questions. So maybe you can find your answers in in something. So I was exposed, I will share the name of the book. I was exposed to a 6 volume book called Masters of the Far East. So these were very beautiful books that spoke about India and the Himalaya mountains. So in my fantasy as a child, I'm thinking, how can I get to the Himalayas so I can meet these masters? Because I'm learning about people who are walking on water, people who are living for thousands of years and not even aging. And then understanding the philosophy behind that, it's like these persons mastered the breath. So because they have mastered the breath, they were able to have certain abilities. But the main teaching was love, was basically connecting in this energy of love. And this is where the greatest protection will lie, in that energy of love. So no matter what harm comes your way, and it was explained in the book in many different parts of the book as well, whatever harm that may come, it just dissipates, it just disappears, because with this energy of love, like total surrender, it's like impossible for this counteracting energy to create any force against, because you're total surrender. So when I understood that, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. And then I wanted to meet people like this, people who were not eating for so many years, people who were into the breath, into the energy, and so I became also a Reiki master like 20 years ago, and it's because I felt like that brought me closest to what I was looking for. So somewhere along that journey, going into fasting, going into just being gentle with my body, allowing it to gradually get me to that place where in my mindset that I would like to go. Um, so somewhere along that line in my research, I was able to meet some beautiful people. A lot of them are from America. Like I met, what's his name? Dr. Africa. So he was a herbalist and a teacher. And he was based in America and traveling all over the world, educating people about the ancestors and healing and connecting with nature, connecting with the herbs. So that resonated with me because what happened is that you can talk to the plants and activate the healing benefits of the plants. So when I understood that, I'm like, okay, I really don't need to study so hard about these plants, because all I have to do is just talk to the plants and the plants will deliver to me what my body needs, right? So with all of that being said, somewhere in that journey, I met Tom online because I was following some of his teachings. I met like Sadhguru online, Moji, a whole bunch of different persons who have great messages to educate and to share with the world, because they have acquired something within themselves. And that was beautiful, because you're meeting the masters in person now instead of books. So that was amazing. So my journey just continues, and just so excited to see who else will I meet, and and share this energy with the world. So tell me about you now. As I went on with about
Love
me.
that. I love that, Keisha. And I just want to make sure the connection is okay for you. Is the connection all right?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good, good, good.
It's all that qigong.
Let me come inside. Let me just come inside for you and just make sure it's clear. But oh, okay, they said Keisha, your connection is poor, but we can hear you.
Ah,
All right, no,
sorry.
no worries. So
Maybe I'll go on my internet on my phone. Yeah, let's see how that plays out.
okay, as you were speaking, I was reminded so much. You said it was 8 years old that you came across the teachings of the Masters of the Far East.
Yeah, that's right.
8 years old. That's like that's mind blowing that you landed upon that knowledge at 8 years old. Because I remember, in that book, like you said, it was like modern day miracles. They were going. They met the man at a village, and he said, I'll be there when you get there. And
Yes,
they walked for miles, and
yes,
he was already there when they arrived, and it was like,
exactly.
what is going on?
Beautiful.
So, and they talked about the I am presence, the I am, you
Yes,
know, the I am, and how it was just love. And, a person can just lay down in a place where, there's lions and tigers and bears and snakes and venomous scorpions and places, and nothing will touch
yeah,
them, you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
that love that emanates, that exudes. So that's powerful that it was able to affect you in that way and
yeah.
let you know that there's more than meets the eye, you know?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Wow.
I've been very attracted to the Indian culture. So many times I would go to India
Mm.
and I would go to, the temples just to sit there and just to feel energy. Everything in life is really about energy. It's about how we're feeling, but it's even deeper than that because the energy actually um, reconstructs us. So when we can sit long enough in certain energies, then something just has to shift inside, and you start to have a deeper connection. And it's just really just enjoy, just be quiet, just enjoy, and just let the energy move you. So that's really been my life journey, just bathing in energy, really. And it's only now that I'm getting in that space where I'm opening up myself to connect with people because it's so easy for me to just disappear and, and not be around anyone. And I'm so comfortable with that because I'm so comfortable with myself. And it took a journey to get to this place. But I know that there are so many others who are also on that journey. And I don't need to interfere, but I just feel like just sharing. And if you connect with my journey and it inspires you, then that's beautiful.
I agree. I agree with you, Keisha. They say that sharing is caring, you
Yeah,
know, and it takes courage to share. It's daring to share, but you're daring to care when you share and allowing people to become more aware of what has always been.
yeah,
So, like, I empathize. I really relate to you. I really resonate with you when it comes to spending time alone, that you take solace in your own solitude, in your own silence, you know? And I'm an only child, so I was used to doing that, being alone, being by myself. And it's interesting because Nabia says the universe responds to vibrations, animals do that too. So when we are aligned and flow with creation, you can walk in the jungle by yourself at night without being harmed because of your vibrations. Have you seen an example of that? In your
wow. Well, I can tell you so many examples of that from since I was a child. I feel like that's like really basic.
that was like
That
learning
was
your multiplication.
just beautiful. Yeah, that
Okay.
was beautiful because, like, like children these days, children are a little bit different, but there are children who are just so beautiful in their energy, and you can see that animals will just come and play with them so easily because they feel safe. And I remember as a little child, I always had this ability that I could communicate with animals, but not just animals, also trees. Also, trees, like they have a voice, like you can actually hear the voice. It's a very subtle, beautiful, angelic voice. Not that we hear angels speak to know what angelic voice is, but it's just and it's like it's a voice that just speaks once. So it's like either you get it the moment they say what they're saying, or you missed it. So it's like when you're quiet within yourself, not even just quiet, but like this pureness inside of yourself, where you're not judging anything, you're not even curious about anything, but it's like you're just connected to everything. and that's when you can understand what is being said. Because the tree, like it's almost like an energy where it's inviting you, like it wants you to be here. And then the animals now are a little bit different because it's like they have to feel you first before they connect with you. So it's like they need to trust you first because they're not too sure about you. So you'll find that they will run off instead of come towards you. But as a kid, I remember they would come to me and I would play with them. I'll always take home a cat or a dog or a cow or something. I'll just take it home and then my parents would get rid of it. So it was kind of like that kind of scenario that would happen. And then when you see kids even today, it's like a baby just smiles at you out of nowhere, like, and it's like the best feeling ever, and and you don't feel like you want to go pick up that baby and like, oh, goo goo gaga, you're so cute. Like, no, it's not like that. It's almost like you recognize that soul, and it's almost like your heart is bowing to them, and then you move on. And I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, that reminds me of like namaste, like bowing to the divinity in a,
Yeah,
you know, being able to recognize one another, you know.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like a soul seeing another soul. That's beautiful. That's
yeah,
beautiful. That recognition. And it sounds like it starts with your stillness, with you residing within that is able to connect with everything else. I love how you said that. I don't hear many people say that, Keisha. You said you let go of the curiosity for anything and you embrace the connectivity with everything.
yes, yes, absolutely, exactly. So it's all about just surrendering totally, and it's all and the closest example I can give to that is almost like breathing. Like you don't think about breathing; it's just happening. So it's like with everything else, like you're conscious of it happening, but you're not putting energy into it. You're just like letting the energy be natural in its own, right? I see Nabia is saying something. Hey Nabia.
Yeah, she's saying the language of the universe is
Yeah,
vibrations. Every planet has its own frequency and emits certain vibrations. I feel like everything works that way.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree. I remember, like, for me, I was such a shy person, like, so shy that I wouldn't talk to anyone because it's like, it doesn't make sense because, like, the way I see the world, and it's like, it was hard for me to, and, like, be programmed. So, like, being in school and all of that, it was really difficult for me. And, you know, I just didn't want to be there. I just wanted to be maybe sitting under a tree or maybe playing with some animals or going on nature walk or going to the beach or something like that, or even just a drive, like things like that. I used to enjoy connect that kind of connection. So I found that it was my shyness happened when I was faced with like force from um, from the community, and I remember it started from when I was in kindergarten because my memory is totally sharp from since I was in the mother's womb. Like I can remember so many things, and so when I was like a year old, 2 years old, I remember that I went to kindergarten, but it was more like a daycare kind of kindergarten. They weren't really teaching you much, but you could play, you could draw, and this kind of stuff. So that was quite nice. But I remember I had to wear a uniform, and that uniform was itching me, and I didn't want to. So I would take the uniform off, and I remember the teacher would get so angry with me. Oh, I couldn't understand. I'm uncomfortable. I'm not happy in this uniform. I want to take it off, and you're not even listening to me. Like, so it made me feel like my values or the way that, as little as 2 years old, this is what I felt. Like I wasn't important enough for you. You just wanted to control me. I need to wear this uniform. So I didn't want to interact much with anyone because I felt like this was the system. So that's kind of like what it was like growing up. So that was the mindset until I learned to change that mindset, and then it just started becoming easier, and now I can be more of the person that you can be, instead of trying to fit in with society and frustrated because You can't fit in.
Right,
Create your own society.
right, right. From within, you know, you in because because what do you feel was the ultimate, the thing that led to that transformation? Because I know that you said earlier, Keisha, that you know you don't want to interfere. There are certain things that you don't want to get in the middle of. You don't want to get in the mix. You don't want to get in all of that. But now you've opened up from that shyness, and now you're just shining. You know, you're shining your light. You're unafraid to shine. It sounds like it really took some time.
Yeah, it took some time, and I would say in 2 years that really changed. It's still there because like sometimes the old habit comes back, like, oh, what are they going to be thinking about me, or for me to just live my truth, you know, like freely. What is the judgment going to be behind of that, or am I going to sound foolish or whatever? But I just identify what I'm feeling and what's happening, and I say it's just a feeling. It's just a thought, and then just continue on your merry way. So I would say that when I notice that I'm too dependent on other people, that's when I realized I needed to change. I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of going somewhere by myself. I'm afraid of traveling alone. I'm afraid of heights. It's like so much fear. I'm like, how do I even breathe with all this fear? And I needed to change that. And I found that for me, ripping something like a plaster was my way of doing things. There's no gradual with me. It's either on or off. So I decided I'm just going to rip this like a plaster and throw myself out there. So the first thing I did, I opened an Instagram account and I started forcing myself to do videos and posting videos. And many times I would take it down because I'm so scared. Especially when someone comments or put like, you know, I'm like, okay, that's it, it's coming down.
Right, right. Because you, go ahead.
Constantly doing that helped me to get out of my comfort zone. And then when it came to other fears like the dark and stuff like that, I found that that came from trauma, different experiences that I went through as a child. Because being an empath and a very sensitive child, you know, like it's not that easy because like everything that is said to you, you're feeling the vibration of the words. So it's like, and then you're feeling the body language, the energy that's moving with the body. And these three languages are right there, and you're trying to figure out which one am I to listen to. Because the body is saying one thing, the tone of your voice, the vibration of your voice is saying another thing, and the words that you're saying is another thing. Which do I listen to, you know? So it's like normally when someone speaks to you, the words is what they want you to hear, but they don't realize that they're also transmitting through their body language to the energy that's happening. And they don't realize that the tone of their voice or the vibration in their voice is also saying something else. So it was confusing for me with that and listening in that way. So I chose now to listen to the energy of what someone is saying and not even the words. So that's how I communicate now.
Oh, wow. So that's your language. That's
Yeah,
good. You speak energy.
yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no, that's a discovery.
You know, and that is a discovery. You know, becoming an energy speaker,
Yeah.
you're languished linguist. You know, you, with that energy, you speak and you
Mm-hmm,
and in vibration.
mm-hmm,
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So when you said that it was like really hard, because we face the imposter syndrome, Nabiha herself will say all the time, even though everyone's saying you look so confident, you look so
yeah,
composed, you look so concise, you look so,
yes,
she will say, no, I'm the shyest person. No,
yes.
I'm the most timid person. No, I'm over here. I'm not over there. You know, like I'm still like this.
I think Nabia is my twin sister. We just don't know it yet.
You just don't know it yet. I like that.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet her in person. I can't wait to meet you in person, Nabia.
It's gonna happen. You know, it's
Yeah,
gonna because
yeah,
when you talk about Keisha, how in this modern day with technology that you're able to touch lives at the touch of a button. You touch someone's life just by touching that button. But you said you had to force yourself to
mm-hmm.
put out your voice. You had to force yourself to make that
Yeah.
choice. Is that what it felt like at first? Like, did it? It doesn't feel like forcing anymore.
Let me tell you a little story. When I was in school, they said to me that I had ADHD. So I was basically at the back of the classroom. I was at the back of the classroom every time the end of the, what do you call it, the school term happened, and you get your report card. I was last. So if there were like 30 kids, I'm going to be number 30. It was just like that for me because like I just couldn't get it. Like I would I would fill out an exam form, and I am like so excited. I passed this. I did well. Oh, everything wrong. So that's the way. And then they said I had dyslexia and all of that. But what I can say to you with that is that I let that go because that was just a label. I let that go because we all learn in a different language, and my language is vibration. My language is energy. So picking up a book and saying that I'm reading and I'm studying and whatever, it just doesn't work like that for me. Even reading, if I'm going to like, I'm saying a speech or whatever and I'm reading it, it's almost like you're picking up popcorn. So it doesn't flow for me. So instead, what I do, I find my strength. So I have like a topic, what I would like to speak about, and I just put images inside of my mind because my language is also image. Like I visualize and I see exactly. If I can't see it, I won't be able to live it. So if I can see it, that's the way I learn. So the moment I understood the way that I learn and I communicate, I've been flying. No matter what exam I got, I would ace it without even reading a book. Like things just shifted and it changed. So that's the answer to your question, kind of.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing that because I mean that's amazing. You go from the back of the class to beyond the sky, right? To the top of the. You're like
Yeah,
you went
yeah,
past the stratosphere, the atmosphere. You're all the way.
literally.
You know, literally.
Yeah,
You said you said you let that go
yeah,
so that you
yeah.
fly.
Hmm.
It was something was tethering you down. The terms were tethering you down. The labels, had you on the ground, and then you let go of the label. You
Yeah,
are more willing and able when you let go of the label.
yeah, exactly,
Boom.
exactly,
Now it's to
exactly.
infinity and beyond.
And I find that it's like that for me also when I'm working for someone. Like, okay, you need money, you need to work. But I find that after a year or 2 years, I just let it go. Like, I would just walk away from a job. I don't care how much you're paying me. If I feel like I can't be free or to express my creativity or who I am, I can't be there because you're killing me. It's almost like you have me trapped inside of a cage and I can't breathe. There's no oxygen in there, there's nothing going on. So I used to feel like I didn't belong to this world. I used to feel like, why am I even here? What's the deal? This beautiful, amazing place with so much different traps. I can get trapped in so many different illusions if I just like go with it. And I have let go and just go with the flow with life. And it just led me to so much emotional problems, lots of tears, lots of feelings and all of that. But what I'm saying is that when I'm in a space where I'm being controlled, I can't live with that. So I found that I needed to work for myself. So I created my own business. I don't even My business is so wide and expansive. Like there's no way to really explain it. So I don't even try. I just like as a person comes, like, yes, I can do this for you. And, I go like that. And I learn something when it comes. If it's not there, I don't see the need that I need to go learn something, and I'm not doing it at the moment. If it comes to me, if I got an invitation into something, then I go learn how to do it. So I don't say no to opportunities, because that's one of my mantras, that opportunities comes to me with ease. So if an opportunity comes, why am I saying no? It's like I'm confusing the language of the universe. Like, I'm saying this, and then you're delivering to me what I want, but I'm saying no because I'm afraid. So I learned how to just surrender and just drop all of that. I think I should probably read some comments. I see comments are coming in. Thanks
Yeah,
everyone for your
yeah.
comments.
People are really resonating with your words, Keisha. And you
Yeah.
remind me of, Whitney Houston. She had a song, and I'm sure you probably remember this. She said, "I'm every woman. It, it's all in me, right? Every woman. It's in you. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I might not have the immediate resources, but I have the resourcefulness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
resourceful. You're
Mm-hmm.
resourceful. You don't say no to opportunity. You create
No.
opportunity.
Yes, yes. Would you say that we are the creators of our life, or would you say that there's something greater than us out there that's creating our life?
I like the I like the ideology of Terminator. That movie Terminator, they had a quote or a phrase that they would say all the time, that there is no fate but what we make.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Mm-hmm.
that, I enjoy the fact that, what I do matters, what I say matters, how I speak matters, who I reach matters,
Yeah.
and I just enjoy to see that if I can, you know, engender a change within myself, then I can also cause a ripple effect in someone else. You
Yeah.
know, down the line, the ripples, they connect with the energy that we project. It always reflects.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely enjoy that, and it sounds like you've been able to see that time and time again throughout your life. Like even
Mm-hmm.
with, when it comes to ADHD, right? They told me as well. I was diagnosed very young. They
Oh
said,
wow.
"Hey,
It's like it's like the best diagnosis.
you." Right? Now it feels like I have a superpower. This is a superpower,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You had to flip the
Yeah.
paradigm on its head, be able to say, no, 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 I'm gonna use this.
I,
I
I, I
want
think the ADHD team are the ones who don't conform.
right. You're beyond the norm. You don't conform.
Mm-hmm,
Oh.
mm-hmm.
And right now, I feel that all the times that I was prescribed so many medications, the Adderall, the Ritalin, the Strattera, like everything to try and focus, more
Yeah.
concentration. I didn't know that I could actually do that with meditation,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
Who
Oh,
knew?
that's so powerful. That's so powerful.
Who knew that meditation could be medication?
Yeah.
I didn't know,
Yeah.
you know? And like you said, you speak in vibration, but you also speak in visualization.
Yeah.
You you see it before you be it, you know? I love that.
I always got this feeling that if the day, what will happen if I stop seeing glimpses of the future, like visualizing and seeing it? Because it's like there's two energies to visualization. It's what I'm creating by a passive way of looking out, and then there is also looking without any energy, like direction. But then there are little glimpses that just drops in, like downloads, to show you this is about to happen. And both of them are very effective for me. But I always say to myself, if I don't have these two energies working towards me in visualization, I'm not sure what future I will have. Maybe it's the end, but that's something that I had to just let go from my mindset, because like I'm not surrendering right there. I'm now creating a worry, or you know, of the future. If I stop having this ability, then maybe that's bye-bye. So I found that that was a beautiful concept, and the only way that I could get to that was through meditation, having a meditative mindset where I could observe and see it myself, be aware of myself, and that in itself to me is the most powerful than even being a psychic or any of that. You have to have awareness of yourself and how you work, how your makeup happens, and that's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Can you tell me a little bit about your journey into the pranic lifestyle and what brought you into this? I mean, like it's a natural lifestyle anyway, so I don't think it's coming into anything. I would probably say returning to. When did you have this realization to return to your natural self?
Right. I agree with you. I agree, Keisha. It is like a returning. It's a relearning sometimes. It's a remembering. You know, it's a deprogram to reprogram.
Yeah,
Right. So sometimes I had to put down in order to pick something up, because inside my body there were so many things that were stuck.
yeah,
And I didn't know. I was kind of like caught in the muck in my body. I was kind of stuck in my body, not wondering, like, how do I get free? Is there something that I can just be instead of trying to do everything? Nabiha always says that chewing is doing. Right?
she's right. That's right, Naviha.
Yeah, because chewing is doing. We always find ourselves munching and crunching and
Yeah,
lunching on, but we don't just allow ourselves to just be and just be in that
yeah,
solitude. So what you said earlier is very resonating. When I finally learned that I didn't just do, I could actually just allow and let things be the way they are now.
yeah.
To find acceptance was one of the most challenging things for me, because I didn't want to face that reality. I didn't want to change my mentality, but I knew that certain things were going to be an eventuality, right? If I didn't change course, if I didn't change direction, I would have never found the deeper connection, you know?
That's beautiful.
So I had to sit, you know? I had to sit down for these things to come around. They were already there. But like you said, I was unaware. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
that's how it started.
I just find that a lot of times when you have these conversations, and just to acknowledge Nabiha, this is food for me too. These kind of conversations are my food. Yeah, it's very filling. Um, but one of the things I realized from many of these conversations is that one thing that we all have that's very much in common is there was always something that happened that was so heavy that caused us to pay attention and to shift and to choose another direction. Many times they call it diseasement or whatever you go through. Um, and then it brought me to this thought where how can we be in this state from since we were children, undisturbed, and that we can just be in that natural state going through our life. So like sometimes like thoughts come to me like, okay, they say that there's reincarnation, there's karma and all of that, but then I feel like that can also be like a trapping in the mind as well, to plant a certain seed belief for this thing to be a reality. What if, you know, it's not really like that? What if we're just we're reconstructed as we're birthed, we're reconstructed because of our parents, our community, going to school and all of that, and now we have to reteach ourselves to let go of all of this memory and beliefs and everything that we built up on, that brought us to now getting to this place of dis-easement where we have to make that shift, if you catch what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's just like a thought that just came to me, and it's beautiful when you can have a community that you can speak these things freely and not just journal about it. And just to share a little bit, my father was the person that I would have these kind of conversations with. So I was very fortunate as a child growing up to also have in my company a parent who was also a seeker. Because my dad was also very much a seeker, just that he would get stuck longer in a certain illusion than I would. So, like, for example, he went into Islam, so he became a Muslim, and he stayed in that for a while. And he is very one of those persons that if he has like a belief in something, he goes 100%. So with me now, I don't really go 100%. I have one foot in there, and I have another foot exploring everything else. So with me, it's a little bit more difficult to be in a box. Where I saw with my dad, he struggled to get out the box, and so when he passed away now, when he just had enough and he decided he's leaving, it's going to be a year now. Then I'm like, so who am I going to talk to now? So selfish me came with that, and then something else came on top of me and said, you know what? It's time for you to open up and let everyone be your father. Start talking with everyone. And I'm wondering, is that message from him or is it just that subconscious mind or that God mind that's just like speaking to us divinely? So, having said all of that, how do you cope with the ability to express when you are in that space where you're trying to navigate through your thoughts and going into another paradigm in your life?
Yeah, beautiful. I want to really understand the question. You're saying, how do you cope with the ability to express?
Yeah, to like for me, like speaking about anything to do with my growth mindset or spirituality or discovery, my dad was that person for me.
Mhm.
So I'm trying to navigate with you. Who is it that you speak to when, well, I know you do these lives and stuff like that, but before you got to that, this place where you're doing it this way openly to everybody, how did you cope with something like that? Who
Yeah,
were your people?
yeah, great question. Oh man, I don't think anybody's asked me this question before. You know, it's, thank you for that, Keisha, because you remind me. There's a quotation that the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom
Yeah,
and to open up and to allow yourself to receive and to perceive something new, to let go and release the stagnation in you.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
I had to grow through that, but in order to do that, I had to speak, I had to use my voice. And I was given a choice because with, you know, ADHD, like they told me, with my parents divorced at a young age, and my mom getting remarried so many times, and then you just seeing so many arguments, so many debates, so many, so much dialogue of stress and just frustration. I had to have a conversation with someone else before I learned how to have that conversation with myself. So there were therapists, there were counselors, there were guides, there were psychiatrists, there were psychologists, and they sat me down in a room and they asked me, "Hey, how are you? Like, how are you feeling?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
mm,
But then they probed, they went deeper. And they said, "No,
yeah,
how are you really? You know,
mm,
like how are you really feeling? Like you can be honest with me, just you can let go,
right,
you know?"
right,
And to drop that mask, to let go and just fully give myself, they were doing something for me that I never knew was so powerful. And it's something that you said earlier, Keisha. They were just listening.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. All they did was listen.
yeah,
Listen to all the frustrations, all the, the things that had me held down so low. they just listened, and it was healing for me and more revealing for me. What they listened, it allowed me to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So now I listen to myself, but I also allow myself to listen to someone else. And it shows me through someone else the things that also go on with me. Like you can internally see when you externally notice, when you observe the people in your field, the inner you can become more revealed. You see, oh wow,
Wow.
we're not so different. We're actually more alike
Yeah.
than we know, you know? So yeah, letting that go.
I love that.
It's been a test for me.
One of the biggest realizations that I had, especially from my experience of going out into the cosmos, and I got this feeling like there is something greater out there. There's something bigger than us out there, much bigger. And the energy that you feel with it, it's such a powerful energy, and it comes with such a great wisdom, like an energy that you naturally feel that there is a guidance and a wisdom in it to orchestrate such great creation that's so beyond us. And we're just like a speck of nothing that's making so much noise, causing so much havoc, when everything around, when you look into the universe, is just peace. It's just harmony and alignment. And it's just chilling out there, like nothing, like nothing to worry about, nothing to be. It's just to just experience. And it's not even to make noise with the experience either. It's just in that silence. So what I saw in the universe was this beautiful silence, this beautiful wisdom, this energy. And any chaotic anything is really what's on the earth. And who's making that noise? It's us. So that was just a very moving, beautiful experience that taught me that we have to work on ourselves. We have so many beautiful light workers on our planet that are sharing that message in so many different ways. But it's so difficult to really say, are people listening? Is these messages actually coming through, or is it just recycled energy to the same people? So I'm not even sure how, like so many have this experience and are trying to make a difference, but are we really making a difference? Is there shift actually happening, or is all of this just in vain? And maybe just be like the universe and just chill under a tree and just be in peace and just stay out of it.
So you're saying there's almost like a pull to just be at peace, to not
Yeah, that's it. Just
else,
be at
not
peace.
to not have to affect anyone as well, but just reside.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it
Just
all.
let it go and let it flow.
Yeah,
See, I'm trying to be a poet like you. Let it
you
go
are
and
a
let it
poet.
flow.
Keisha, you know it. Keisha, you know it. You're a poet, and you know it. Yeah, you know. Yes, and your smile is very poetic. Your energy is poetic. Your countenance, the way you carry yourself, and there's a grace to your body language, the way that you explain, the way that you express, the way that you just allow yourself to let go of trying to be constricted or always being conflicted. You release it, and it shows. It shows.
You haven't even met me in person yet.
Like, just wait. Just wait.
I,
Just
I do
wait.
hope I do hope I can bring my pranic family to Antigua and we just look at the stars because that's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Just look up at the sky and just enjoy the stars.
Let's come. Let's come. Yeah. That
So I'm
would be an
willing
amazing,
that.
yeah,
I'm willing that.
amazing adventure for sure.
So it was really beautiful, and I'm so happy that you joined me and that we can have this
Yeah.
conversation. Not an interview, because Naviha corrected me in that one. We're having conversation, right, Naviha?
He corrected you?
And yeah, not
What did
here,
you say?
but before one of our conversations before. Yeah.
She
So
said it.
yeah, she would have to explain that herself.
Uh,
But thank you so much, and I missed so many of the comments. Nabiha been like such a beautiful soul. Thank you, Nabiha, and everyone else that has sent us such amazing messages. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, so reading is not one of my strengths because I have to get close and really see everything. But I can feel the vibration of the good energies that are coming in and the wonderful comments that are being said. Laksu, thank you so much. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right, because she said consciousness expands um, even though we can't see it. That's right. Nabiha is always getting called out. So much love. Only love and light. Only love and light. So, is there anything that like anything that you feel flowing through that you can? Because we're about to end our little discussion. Unfortunately, an hour has passed already. Just if there's anything that you would love to just share, any great messages for me or for yourself or for anybody else. For me, it's always just being in that space of
right,
peace. But just closing off by just saying something that
right.
you feel drawn
Yeah.
towards.
Thank you for that invitation. I just to have this conversation, like you said, conversations like this are so healthy. To have a dance of dialogue. We call it conversation cuisine. This was a meal, right? You
Oh,
got a message, right?
I like that.
Even Nabiha is saying right now that, thank you both. I am full now. That was a great meal, you
Oh
know?
man, that's so wonderful.
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
yeah.
That is so beautiful.
Food.
I'm just really, really happy, and thank you so much for sharing. Um, yeah, and let's do it again. And thank you so much for having me a part of the Pranic group as well, and the Telegram. It's really nice. And also for being so engaging because like we had a connection before this live because we were dialoguing a little bit, so that's beautiful too. And to everyone that has joined and everyone that I've met and contributed on my journey, thank you so much.
Mm.
It's just beautiful, and we're really just one one universe.
Yeah.
So maybe we should stop calling ourselves man and start calling ourselves universe.
There it
Yeah.
is. And I'm looking forward to hearing more of your poetry, Keisha.
Ah. All right. Peace and love. Have a lovely, wonderful rest of your day. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.